Making homemade banana puree for toddlers is a wonderful and nutritious way to introduce them to solid foods. Here's a step-by-step guide in 12 paragraphs. Selecting the bananas. Choose ripe bananas for the puree. Ripe bananas are sweeter, softer, and easier to mash, making them perfect for babies. Gather ingredients. All you need is ripe bananas and water. If your bananas are already very soft and ripe, you may not even need to add water. Prepare workstation. Wash your hands and make sure all utensils and surfaces are clean before you start. This is essential for maintaining hygiene, especially when preparing food for babies. Peel the bananas. Peel the bananas and cut them into small pieces. Cutting them into smaller pieces will make them easier to mash and blend later on. Mash or blend. You have two options for creating the puree texture: mashing by hand or using a blender. Hand mash. Place the banana pieces in a bowl and use a fork or potato masher to mash them until smooth. Blender. If you prefer a smoother texture, use a blender or food processor. Add the banana pieces and a small amount of water if needed to the blender and blend until smooth. Adjust consistency. Depending on your baby's preferences and age, you can adjust the consistency of the puree. For younger babies who are just starting solids, you may want a smoother texture, while older babies may enjoy a slightly chunkier puree. Serve or store. Once the puree reaches your desired consistency, you can serve it immediately or store it for later use. If you're not serving it right away, transfer the puree to an airtight container and refrigerate it. Avoid adding sweeteners. There's no need to add any sweeteners like sugar or honey to the banana puree. Bananas are naturally sweet, and introducing babies to the natural flavors of foods is important for developing their palate. Check for allergies. Before introducing bananas to your baby, it's a good idea to check for any allergies. You can do this by rubbing a little bit of the banana on your baby's lip and waiting for a few minutes to see if there's any reaction before offering them a larger portion. Introduce one food at a time. When introducing new foods to your baby, it's best to introduce them one at a time. This makes it easier to identify any potential allergies or sensitivities. Gradually increase variety as your baby gets older and more accustomed to eating solid foods. You can start introducing a wider variety of fruits and vegetables into their diet. Experiment with different combinations to keep mealtime interesting and nutritious. Monitor reactions. Pay attention to how your baby reacts to the banana puree. Look for signs of enjoyment, discomfort, or allergic reactions. If you have any concerns about your baby's eating habits or reactions to certain foods, consult with your pediatrician for guidance. By following these steps, you can easily prepare delicious and nutritious banana puree for your toddlers.